Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the playoffs of Wrath of the Gods in the blue color. Playing as Poseidon, this is Kimo. On the other side, in the red, playing as Odin, this is Rapl. Now we're in the quarterfinals here in the playoffs. There's $12,000 on the line. Gonna be rather epic here. But only one of these guys can make it through to the semifinals. This is just a single elimination tournament after all. At this point, the group stage is already done. So you either win or you lose. There's no second lives. It's still a best of 5, however. There is that to think about. The map itself is land unknown, and it's more like cliff unknown. Holy moly, that is a big cliff behind the bases for both players, which will then essentially push the rest of the object inward, right? So you're looking at very low rush distances. I'm not entirely certain that cavalry is the play here. The town centers are also very secure, right next to forests and gold mines. Especially the gold mines make it such an important grab, and hunt amount is enormous. So if you're Odin, I think you're gonna want to save your power and not use it immediately, but oh my god, that's a giga buffalo. 600 food in it instead of the 400 of the normies. Yep, they'll do it. It's a completely normal cow, however. They're just that big. That's a big chonker, man. Maybe it was worth using it. Maybe it was worth it. I mean, after all, if you gather favor later and just use another great hunt, let's say in the classical age, then it will produce 1,000 more food. Rapl will basically never need a different kind of food source than hunt in this game. The farm transition is, that's with sissies. We've also got 6 relics on the map. 6 relics. Archimedes' Ledger is one. That will reduce the population of siege weapons, allowing you to make more stuff. Harmonious Necklace for Gold Gatherer, it's a very good relic. We've got the Kephara of Apollo, which is giving some movement speed. And then we've got the, for villagers that is. Then we've got the Hermes' Sphinx Sandals, Hero Movement Speed. This is the Nose of the Sphinx for stronger buildings, which Poseidon may not want, because you get militia, right? If your buildings are harder to destroy, you get fewer militia. That doesn't make sense. Then you got the Bow of Artemis, which will reduce the cost of ranged units. As predicted, we've got the... Oh, it's not a quick advance actually for Kimo at all. He's made a hero before advancing. It's not a quick advance, but he will be going for a second town center after all. It could have been like a 330, but it's going to be more like a 345. Anyhow, no worries. Oh, why is the buffalo so thick? Question in the chat. It's because of Great Hunt. So basically, you don't just get more animals spawned in, but sometimes you just get a big chonker. And Kimo does have a lot of cows. That's exactly right. That's one of the advantages of Greek, that you don't need to use your scouts to build your stuff, but you just go out there and find the moose. So far, picked up Hermes' Winged Sandals. And also eyeing the Bow of Artemis, a very nice relic indeed. Atalanta is coming out for Kimo. That should be dealing with the Valkyrie. Rapl looking to come over here to cause some trouble, but I think he's gonna get the chemotherapy here. Oh boy. She was not ready for this Valkyrie getting out of here, but I'm not even sure she can, considering the whole snaring mechanic that Atalanta can deliver. Look at that! Just down to 5.1 speed, then she catches up with her own 6.2 because she's got the relic for the movement speed. She's faster than the Valkyrie anyhow. This Valkyrie is going down, even if the TC will help. Eventually, Atalanta will get her, and it's worth it. It's 100% worth it to go for that, but I think Kimo is not going to. Either way, the pressure's off him. He's trying to get a TC made. Right under the nose or beak of the ravens. Atalanta coming back home for defense. Kimo does need some units in order to hold here. I guess the town center is an absolute unit with its arrows it can shoot, but if Rapl is going for all-out aggression in order to try and stop this, Kimo might actually be forced to use his ceasefire, which he really doesn't want to do, but he might have to. There's no choice if everybody is here. But the kitchen knives are pretty good too. And Kimo's making really good use of them. And that TC should be coming up. Rapl just trading a little bit of health for health. The Poseidon units don't have regeneration unlike his own. So yeah. I guess one thing he can do from here is make his own TC, but he's so far away from having the resources. He's just better off trying to make units himself. See if he can find some outside villagers that he can maybe pick off. Eventually should be possible. Oh, the reason he didn't have resources was because he's making a TC himself. Very good indeed. So Rapl's on the job and he's on the hunt. That's a very weak villager right there. Ripe for the picking. And with the new UI features that show you the damage units, if you enable the right option, it's not difficult to figure out which villager that was. It's just always showing, like for me. So Rapl has that enabled also. Now he's gonna have the opportunity to run, and he's gonna have his own other units to help keep the cavalry safe. At least one pickoff, it's better than 0 pickoffs. I'm gonna reinforce this with some further upgrades for his stuff. And Rapl does have 26 favor, which means it's time for a Giga Chonker Rhino as well, with 1,000 food in it. Twice the size, twice the fun, as they say. But are we actually gonna get it? I'm not sure he's gonna use his favor on that. It might just be Valkyries. That will let him heal the first Valkyrie that's already hurt, to be fair. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. Gonna have more longhouses, which he actually didn't have so far. It's just the one great hall. Is Poseidon just running away with this game though, with a 3 villager lead and about an equal army? This is starting to look rather good for Kimo. Rapl will need to be careful and definitely heal up. It's worth the investment. Getting some throwing axemen made, definitely a good idea, and do need something to deal with those hoplites. And there's a bunch of extra relics left around the map that nobody bothered picking up, so... especially the Harmonious necklace is the high impact one. Kifara of Apollo lets you run away from melee infantry with villagers, so... all good ideas there. Another villager pickoff maybe? Nah. But it was close. It was close. We also got the Thundering Hoofs. That will give the cavalry a little bit of extra oomph right there. Imagine the forest fire doing damage! We've successfully imagined. All the raiding cav are dead. I can't, Rapl. Oh my god, he's been fed the chemotherapy once again. This dude, I mean, he got to equalize the villager count. That is something, but now Kimo can strike back with a much bigger army. I'm a little worried for Rapl, man. I'm a little worried for him. To be fair, the 2 villager pickoffs are not nothing. But we'll need a lot more stuff here to actually catch up with our Greek player. Stop being biased. Oh, Kimo did that really well, making sure that all the cavalry units die. Question is now, is this enough hoplites and heroes to shoo away the throwing axemen? The micro is really good for Rapl, but there's just so many hoplites, man. Even if you kite all the time, the hoplites will get in some hits. That's the whole point. And attacking the heroes, well, you're not doing that much damage to them. There's no multiplier there. Even the Valkyrie joining in to get rid of the Centaur, but getting a lot of hits in with the hero there. Is Kimo with Rapl actually managing to go up to heroic? Maybe this is working out after all. He's doing so well with the Valkyries tanking the damage. One of them does go down. But hey, if he's up in age, then I guess everything has been worth it. This was a great trade. Kimo just lacking the archers in this fight. Took it a little bit too early. If he didn't take it, then maybe this would be a different game. Very nicely done. Maybe Rapl will turn Kimo into kimchi. See, I'm not biased. Impressive. Impressive going to the heroic age like that. All the fancy upgrades are now coming in, like heavy cavalry, like Sestrumnir, which is going to make the heroes even higher HP. Armory upgrades are coming in, as well as the eco upgrades of the heroic aids like Shaft Mine, Bow Saw, Winter Harvest for a lot more food income as well. Now there's Toxotes, but is it a little bit too late? I mean, Kim was working his way to the heroic age as well, but what I mean is the income is looking good. The actual resources to get there, that will take another moment. I mean, he's had farms for like 1,000,000 years, right? All these cows have been just fattening. He doesn't want to transition them too early on. But he hasn't had plow. And all this hunt was right out there for the taking. I don't understand why Kimo didn't take them. Rapl is just happily gearing up for heroic age fighting, I want to say, but he doesn't have all that many units. He really doesn't. Could do his best to cut down a few more units, but actually just loses a Valkyrie. That's unfortunate. Oh, she's always very useful for some extra healing. Rapl has his hill fort now, adding more wood-based units because that will allow him to save up the food for the next age. Kimo's clicking up through Aphrodite now. And you know, with how little the army of Rapl is, I think Kimo is not in a terrible position here, that's for sure. More production, that's the way, that's the way. The amount of resources getting saved up by Kimo, is he just gonna print or is he gonna age jump? Surely he's gonna print, right? Like the heroic age with Aphrodite is so good. Even the lions can help out against the frost giants, if you can do so from range. Rapl stealing this TC is very nice also. Is he going for TC? No way, dude. He's sending out some boys for it. Oh, has he split off a little bit too soon? It might be possible to kill everyone here. One unit is left building it. But so much is being killed by the Toxotes, but they're also trapped by the raiding cab. I think Kimo has... Oh my god, that was such a good god power cast. Woo-hoo-hoo. I was certain that these units were gonna die, but then Aphrodite coming in clutch, turning everyone into pigs, but they are Rapl's pigs. Alright, boys. Everything's fine. Got an Nemean Lion getting added into the fight. Kimo's not printing. I confirm he is not printing. But he doesn't have the gold income to jump ages either. Getting Shaft Mine, however, will help with that. So what's Rapl's big idea? With 4 TCs, with a massive economy, he's pre-queuing tier. Doesn't dare to go Ragnarok. But hey, he's not too far out. Just a little bit of population space left. He's making the last bunch of houses. He can get 45 TCs as well. And then it's time to go Mythic. For a Fimbulwinter, attack at the same time. Get the champion upgrades. He's gonna be in a good position, I think, overall. This time there's no curse to save Kimo. And he also doesn't have Hippospists in the army, so no easy way to deal with all this infantry, but he is going up Artemis. And now adding Hippospists himself, luring Rapl a little bit deeper into his base, but is this gonna actually work out? The Hippospists are kind of forced to fight cavalry, but together with the hoplites they can do it. It's just that his army is still not very big, and there is no fortress to hide under. Rapl should be able to get a decent trade out of this one. And he's also on top of the villagers, bringing in a lot of reinforcements. His fortified TC is going to complete. He's 210 population versus 114, playing super well here. And Kimo is forced into a half-minute peace. Yes, good point in the chat. Gold Starve is going to be a real concern for Kimo. Except not. This location is a problem, but this one is still available for a long time. So Kimo can go Mythic. He will have a Chimera, which will help burn his army a little bit. But the problem is Rapl is going up Mythic too, and with his enormous army, I think he's just going to kill Rapl, to be honest. I mean, Kimo. Rapl is going to kill Kimo. There's not a lot of stuff here to help defend. The villagers are trying to repair, but they get frozen. Frost has been available this whole time. And now the TC is down. That will spawn a bunch of extra militia to help out Kimo. But I think this army just goes after the gold miners again. And all Rapl has got to do is max out once more to 260 population and return for a big fight with a lot of throwing axes to take care of this infantry. Well, with Kimo actually taking the engagement while half his army is frozen, the other half gets easily destroyed. This is definitely not the way to do this. And they didn't listen. I asked the players to not quit after the game is over. They did quit. There's just no way for Kimo to survive here, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the game speed being not quite right, but it is what it is. You already know the outcome. You can see the population graph yourself. Great Hunt is cast and Fimbulwinter is about to be clicked. But Rapl has already won the battle without that. This is just a nail in the proverbial coffin, where Kimo has turned into kimchi. Well done to Rapl. Avoided the chemotherapy in game 1. Can he do so in the rest? Consider that Odin is one of Rapl's best gods. He's just super solid with it, but he's good with all the Norses. He significantly outgathered Kimo, but Poseidon is also one of Kimo's weaker picks. He's more of an Atlantean boy and Ra boy here in Retold. Didn't manage to outkill, didn't manage to out-eco. So what was there really in Kimo's favor? Not much, guys, not much. Off to the next one. Welcome to Giza in the blue color. Playing as Gaia, this is Kimo. And on the other side, his opponent in the red, playing as Oranos, trying to fight the Atlantean Mirror here. This is Rapl. Now, of course, we didn't know Kimo was going to pick Gaia. That really didn't help his case. I do think Rapl is in for a tough one, guys. As I said in the pre-game, maybe some will have missed it, especially in the YouTube video later. The dynamics of this matchup kind of lend itself to Gaia being in control. First off, you heal on the lash, then you get the channels upgrade. You'll also be faster on the lash with your own units. So there's always the hit and run that you can do, but also defensively you've got a big advantage. Economically you've got an advantage because of your dirt cheap economic guild and the dirt cheap upgrades that come out of it. So your villagers will also be gathering faster than the other guys. And on top of that, you've got the Gaia trees from the very beginning of the game, giving you even more gather rates. Already 2 upgrades are done here. So these guys are gathering at 1.73 per sec. This guy is gathering at 1.5. That's difference from the very, very get-go. And of course, what? Wait. Rapl turned his... He turned his citizens into heroes. What is this? Oh my god. That is so expensive. And the payoff is very little too. You can see 1.5 to 1.65 on the food. What is going on? Gaia also gets hero citizens at the very start. What? I'm so confused. It's so expensive. Is that even comparable to the eco upgrades? But it's like so much cheaper to get the eco upgrades than that. Oh, he doesn't have a hero on gold. Yeah, right. We can't actually see that, but yeah, the difference between an eco upgrade and making heroes is similar, but the eco upgrades apply to all future villagers. I'm not sure I love this, guys. Like, okay, let's say you advance through not Oceanus, but instead you go for the good old Prometheus, right? You get Valor, you can turn your villagers into heroes for just favor, then you get the Theft of Fire upgrade. You will greatly benefit, but Rapl is going Oceanus. So he's not gonna have that either. I'm so stumped. I don't understand. Maybe this is good or something, but I've just never seen this build. Do you know what's expensive? Like in Prime Sub. Apparently it's very expensive. This entire tournament, I've gotten like almost 0 support. It's brutal. Anyway, it's very expensive. We've got an Oceanus mirror apparently, but what I wanted to allude to was the Gaia advantages. Oh my god, he's even got the Golden Lion relic. Jesus Christ. Those are some really tough harassment units. You'll see once he advances, they'll have 15 damage per attack. So you can definitely put on some hurt with that. And the villagers can shoot back with arrows. Okay, so heroic age is when Gaia really starts to shine. You'll have all your economic upgrades, including the mythic ones, because you get them in age early. Which is pretty wild. And once that starts coming in and you start pumping Contarius, those Contarius will be dirt cheap because you also have Feia. Something Oranos can also do, but not with the early economic upgrades that Gaia has. So that's a little bit of a stick stack, and you'll be getting... Oh my god. He really wants that town center down. I don't think it's happening, dude. This is... Oh my god! He got it! He got it! The carnivora abuse is real! Well, Kimo is just gonna plant a new one, though. Get it? Plant. Jesus Christ. Anyway, speaking of plants, he's cutting down the Gaia trees, obviously, from earlier that I mentioned. And then you get the Hesperides trees and pump out the Dryads also, which will give you some further help. How did this damage happen here? I guess Kimo used his own Carnivora and we missed it because I was paying attention to this situation over there. So Rapl does have his faster second town center, which will lead to a small citizen advantage, like a single citizen he'll have earlier than Kimo. Right, but you have more wood, you have more Dryads as a result. You have Contarius that can heal on your Lush and move faster on your Lush. It's so many advantages for Gaia Man. And then you conclude that in the Mythic Age with an Implode that Oranos doesn't have access to. And even if you go up Helios, oh my god. What is happening? Anonymous gifter with 10 gift subs. Thank you very much. I feel bad for complaining now. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Anonymous is a hero. Thank you. Wow. You've got all the counter barracks coming right up. Anonymous is a goat? That's true. Anonymous is a goat. Not one of these. There's already 17 goats here. There can't be 17 greatest of all times. How many are we talking about for Rapl? It's 15. It's not bad either. His TC is in shambles. If Contarius start looking at it later, it will just collapse. Rapl making good use of the sky passages, though this is one of the Uranus advantages, so you just send out a single villager, you make a sky passage, and you can be anywhere. Which is also really useful for sneaky gold mines. You can sneak here, and if you get raided, you just get out with the sky passage. I think that's really nice. That's a lot of Terma for this stage of the game, especially considering that it's a very peaceful match so far. Rapl just heading straight into Catapaltes. And having gone through Oceanus, he is going to have access to Weightless Mace, which I think he might have gotten already. Yeah, he's got Weightless Mace and Empyrean Speed, which is going to give him a total of 20% speed, stacking up to attacks. So they are 5.4 speed at the moment. They will be able to catch up almost with the Terma. The hero actually is faster than the Terma. Do we have frontline heroics? Yeah, we do. Which is going to reduce the cost of making them by even more. I think this is the way forward. Just make a ton of hero Catapaltes and run down the Terma. And they'll even be able to more or less keep up with Contarius later down the line. But Kimo intelligently swapping into Murmillos, which will be beating up the Catapaltes pretty good. And that's a large amount of Caladria. That's another good thing that both of these gods can do, actually. Just go into several Caladria, keep all your units going, and eventually move into Burbs. Bird is the word, and they're immortal if they're getting healed properly as well. Or basically immortal. Rapl's taking really good care of his Catapaltes. I'm sure they appreciate it. This is how you create workplace loyalty, guys. Just make Caladria. Oracles are unfortunately a little stacked up, but hey, both players... Actually, just Rapl is doing a good job with that. With 6 Oracles generating favor, Kimo only has the 2. So this means that Rapl will be able to make all the heroes and upgrades he wants. And it doesn't really hurt the bank. He's also ahead in the economic game. Working on a much faster heroic cage, I guess. Or not. Spent all the gold just now. I guess he's been knocked off gold, right? Just gathering in the main base. A bunch of idle villagers are definitely hurting. More Carnivora abuse right in the middle of the fight, but 2 Carnivoras are better than 1, apparently. A lot of people getting picked off by them. Plants getting to eat well. Ooh, that's brutal. Bear in mind, the Turbo are tagged as cavalry here, so that's why the Catapaltes make sense. In the old game, this wouldn't have made any sense, but they were just archers there. Now they're cavalry and archers, so both your anti-archers and anti-cavalry will be putting on the hurt. Murmillo hunting citizens, getting some nice pickups. That was basically the economic advantage of Rapl. So if Kimo can get another kill there, it's equalizing the situation a little bit. They're very heavily engaged in this classical age warfare. Makes you wonder if they should have just gone heroic, but I guess if you do it correctly and you have enough catapulties, then there's not that much value you can get out of the Contarius. But this gold mine is about to expire, right? There's just a few hundred in it left. Rapl has got to go to new places. Time to erect a sky passage over there. No heroic age for either guys to be seen. Just more printing. More oracles coming out for Rapl as well, replacing his boys. I think at 6 he's like happy with the income. He doesn't really want too many more. So Lobber Millow, ladies and gentlemen, they're doing so much bleeding damage. Everyone is essentially covered in a purple cloud of whatever that is. And I gotta say, Kimo's army is winning hard despite the Cairo Ballista in the back doing the work. They are tagged as siege and range, so these Terma are absolutely tearing them to pieces. Can't make too many of them. Cairo Ballista definitely a weak spot of the army. But hey, Rapl is on 2 gold mines, very nicely done. As long as he doesn't get caught. And so far, nobody knows about this just yet. Kimo doesn't quite smell them. But if he did, if he checked, oh man, you could do so much damage here. And Rapl kind of realizes, like, okay, I don't see Kimo's army. Time to make a safety sky passage. Then he can transport between these 2 spots very easily. Now Kimo is not so scary all of a sudden. And also, everyone that was getting stressed by this town center just being on fire, he's fixing it now. Now that was rather uncomfortable, but it's time for the heroic age as Faya is queued up. Kimo can put in a lot of work. His massive army is now showing its power. This is just the sheer Gaia economy in play, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a little bit more villagers towards the end there, as well as more upgrades, as you got to remember that. Some of these farmers already have irrigation, so they are working on farms almost as fast as though they were hunting. Not quite as good, but at least you're static. I'd say that was a really good trade for Kimo. It wasn't an outright victory though, because there's all these Cairo Ballista to deal with. He doesn't want to run into that base of Rapls just yet. Wait for that heroic age, wait for a bunch of dryads to get added, get your heavy infantry, start working on cavalry addition as well. Because the cav can just run free, right? Single Carnivora actually bullied these people out of here. What is going on, Rapl? You can kitchen knife that. We're paused. Where did the villagers go? Huh? 100 civilian pop. So the villagers don't do bonus damage against the plant, but it does negative bonus damage against villagers, which makes kitchen knives an okay answer. Alright, we didn't get a message. Whatever it was settled between the 2. Well, you can pause if there's something wrong. Within reason, it's fine. They didn't tell me what it was though, they probably should have. Oh my god, that's a cleanup, ladies and gentlemen. That is a cleanup. It's just the Cairo Ballista left. And they're not looking so hot. Actually, the Terma is getting to work on that as well. I'm not sure if Rapl can easily survive this. Heavy infantry has come in from the heroic age. Archers are getting pumped as well. No Contarius just yet, but the mythic age upgrades Quarry, Carpenters, Flood Control are all coming in now for Kimo. He's doing a lot of work with that. His economy is gonna boom. Getting a fortress as well. And he just needs to gold now in order to go for Mythic. Rapl is doing an admirable job, however, staying alive. Scooping up the gold mines as quick as he can. He's adding some military barracks, but he's nowhere near going heroic, man. What is going on around here? Yeah, Hi-Fi Panda in the chat says that you just hero a bunch of citizens. Even just a single one can kill the carnivores. That's right. Is this game sped up? It feels faster than normal right now. I don't know, guys. It feels like the game is moving fast. Time is relative, however. That's a lot of Arcus. And they're shooting down the Terma one by one. They are not phased by them being counter units. There's just too many of them. The pump of Kimo's is just absolutely unstoppable looking right now. You would need Contarius in order to properly deal with this. The Dryads being the front line and the Arcus just picking off everything is a little bit too much for Rapl to handle. And I think he might just be knocked out of this game. There's plenty of other games left to do, but this one, I'm just not sure how he can save himself. He still isn't able to go to the next age. And just regardless of how much he's pumping, how do you stay alive when you're down 205 population to 155? Oh god, Hecate. Why Hecate? Wait, Kimo doesn't want to do an implode? Okay, that is fascinating. I'm curious what this is all about. He's grabbing a 4th town center. No trade just yet. He feels like he has enough gold mines. Adding a lot of production now as well. We still haven't seen any cavalry from Kimo, but he's adding destroyers, which will help to destroy some buildings on the side, of course. And that sky passage is gone. Fortified town center also coming in for Kimo, as well as the whole line of bronze upgrades from the armory. Lots of pumping, architects even. Without a big counterattack from Rapl that takes out all of Kimo's villagers, let's say on the gold mine, then I just don't know what else he can do. Oh my god, he's turning everybody into a hero. He's staying in the classical age. Nope, never mind. He's heroic now. But yeah, all the heroes in the world, they're not attack moving correctly. Oh no, they got stuck. But that should take out a lot of these Dryads, and the Terma are getting put on the Arcus. But the Murmillo are shanking them from the back, and this is kind of working out. For Kimo, once again, it's an okay fight considering how much of a pump he's got behind this. Rapl dropping down to 156 population and dropping fast from there too. Even though he's pumping out the Dryads as well as he can. I just don't see any more behind those. Oh wait, he's on the limit, isn't he? Oh, Hecate's in, ladies and gentlemen. Prophetic Sight is coming up even. Where is the... Ah, there. Got the Tartarian Gate in the main. All of these spawns will be going after the citizens. And I'm not sure the citizens can actually get this down. Mind you, the Tartarian Gate doesn't regenerate here for Gaia. So many citizens are falling. 10 pops already gone. Bunch more Tartarian backflips. I little love how they come out of this thing. But yeah, he's gonna resign. Off to the next game we go, ladies and gentlemen. This was just Way too strong of a boon for Gaia. And didn't even need the Contarius rates in this, as I really hyped that one up, but Kimo don't care. Kimo make unit, Kimo make win. Look at that resource differential. That's just from the upgrades, man. Just from the upgrades. This is nuts. Well, also the Gaia trees, but you get what I mean. Rapl may have had the better KD, but it doesn't matter when it doesn't even come close to the value difference in resources. He's in the north, he's blue, he's Kronos, he's pausing the game. It's Kimo. I paused the game. No, that's not right. It's Kimo. Man. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is getting silly now. Let's try this again. Ladies and gentlemen, in the blue color, we have got our Kronos player, Kimo. The other side of the map, in the red, we've got Rapl playing as 4. And as predicted in the pre-game chit-chat, we've got ourselves the initial gold mine being used because there's 2 of them. He can stay here forever. I think that Rapl could even consider a more greedy build order with perhaps maybe he could do that, right, with the armory, but I'm not entirely positive he should. Get the faster advance, the dwarves can still come after that. There's no reason to risk anything against Kronos, right? All his power spike is in this initial time shift stuff. And then you can just hold comfortably with an earlier advance and not worry too much about what's going to happen to your temple. And Rapl might actually go to the back of his base to plant the temple over there. But with Kimo aggressively scouting, you can already see he's posturing his oracles in order to find the temple easily. This is not going to stop him from doing that. But it is a little bit of a, where could it be moment. He's known that the Berserk has gone back home, so he knows that it's somewhere in the back.
Bullreg.
And that's exactly how the oracles will be positioning themselves as well, just looking for this thing. But he very obviously can't see it yet. With some luck, Rapl will be able to pump out a single hearse here. That's all he wants to do.
Bullreg.
It will take some time for this oracle to grow enough vision for it. These boys are now maxed. Oh, he's searching. He's searching. He knows it's not here. He will get the deconstruct before... I think he will get the deconstruct before Herster comes out. Maybe not. The line of sight is growing. Oh my god, he's gonna see it. Oh. Yeah, he's gonna see it. Okay, okay. That's a deconstruct. There's no way Rapl gets to Herster anymore. Wait a... Kimo? Kimo? Kimo! 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 Too late. But we're housed. Oh my god, Rapl, you're giving me a heart attack, dude. He still gets the hearse here. What a lucky gentleman. Wow, Kimo, you messed that up, sir. Oh, that should have been a denied hero. So much easier to make the temple back now. Okay, that was fun. That was fun, I'll admit. The god choice is going to be Prometheus for Kimo, and it's going to be Freya for Rapl. Before the game, I was talking about how nice Healing Spring would be, but I guess we've got Healing Spring at home with the Valkyrie. That's not too bad. Provided there's enough food, you can even make more of them, and that's pretty hard for Atlanteans to keep up with anyhow. Getting the bonk on the Oracle is also fantastic. Not only are we reducing the gather rate from him as he's moving backwards, but if he dies, then Kimo needs to make another one to take its place. Otherwise, there's not gonna be a Promethean spam. And this is a very late advance anyhow, so I'm guessing what we're looking at is actually a 2TC build from Kimo with hero citizens, maybe? Yeah, there's one. And there should be another one shortly once the cooldown's over. It's 30 seconds. Costs you 1 favor. Why wouldn't you do it, right? No second manor. Usually this is done with 2 manors, but not this time because actually Kimo didn't make extra myth units. Rapl at least knows about this. Took a lot of damage on the Valkyrie on the way in. Really unfortunate to get on top of the Prometheans like that, but I'm sure he'll be fine. He can eventually make a second one anyhow. And so far, so good when it comes to Rapl's setup, but he's not going still for any Dwarven Armor. Okay, there we go. Dwarven Armory, it's time. We just got the resources for it. Kimo's second TC will be offset a little bit by the better 4 economy in general on 1 TC, plus the 3 dwarves from the Dwarven Armory. That's also not nothing, but the civilian count already is at a discrepancy here. I wonder whether Rapl had actually problems producing units for a moment, like villagers, I mean. Already got a bunch of raiding cav looking for the business, and the hero will be killing the caribou. Not only spreading them out to be annoying for the villagers, but also reducing their meat included, as well as gathering some favor. That should be very useful when it comes to upgrades. We got a Forest Fire is doing some amount of damage, but I think Valor will be able to fix these villagers right back up down the line. And then you're gonna want Theft of Fire anyhow, which will boost them further. So yeah, the forest has burned down, sure. It's annoying, it did a little bit of damage, but nobody died, which is really all you want from this. If you're Kimo. It does open up the map quite a lot though, so there's a little bit of avenue for Rapl to come back in later. He's starting to work on the armory upgrades now, shields coming in, and that will spawn the dwarf right away. Kimo's getting Theft of Fire as predicted, giving these heroes another 20% gather rate on everything too. It's pretty sick actually. At some point Rapl will have to start healing these cavalry because they're really weak. I don't think he's gonna get any reasonable kills there. The Valkyrie is also getting pelted by all these attacks. TC Fire and Villager Kitchen Knives prove to be pretty good here. Hey, why does this house not have snow on top, but this one does? How's that working out? It's not safe to have fires on the rooftop. Anyway, second Valkyrie is out. That will heal up the first one, and then together they can heal all the cav. Should be no issue at all. Just need to not lose this one now to the bonk boy hero. Oh. Careful. Yeah, so many bonky boys. I don't like Rapl engaging here. This is unnecessary. I like his forward base though. That can be a really good staging ground for a big attack on the second TC, which has a lot of villagers around and no immediate military. Alright, heal the Valkyrie, please. Yes. No. Yes, 3 Valkyries better than 2. That's true. Also got the Sablot, which will further increase their heal rates, but isn't queued yet. They're cheap, but does need 10 favor, which he now has. Just needed 200 gold Still on the first gold mine that's about to run out, but hey, it's a 2 gold mine gold lake, right? Not too much to worry about here. Although the outer gold mines are not very nicely positioned, this TC, if secured in the long term for Rapl, could provide a lot of potential. Whereas for Kimo, well, there hasn't been much to say, really. All he needs to do is hold his 2TC a little longer, pump out some counter units, and eventually go to the heroic age. But I think Rapl might hit that first. And if he gets a big flaming weapons in here with Bragi, before Kimo gets access to chaos, which would offset that a little bit, forcing the Norse army to fight itself, while he takes out some stragglers. I think if Rapl hits this so much earlier than Kimo, he's got a huge advantage, right? He just needs to really use it as soon as possible. I love these houses around the gold mine. It's going to make gathering awful, but also gives him scouting information. And then there's these guys gathering from all the caribou that were killed earlier. So still got the favor, still gets the food, and takes it away from Kimo. This would normally be Kimo's, but because he's turtling on 2TC, he's not gonna get it. And while we wait for this age up to happen and some berserks to be made, Kimo is also aging up. Adamantine Shingles is one of the relics. We got the Trojan Gate Hinge for walls. We got the Demeter's Throne for cheaper houses, manors, and economic buildings. I think that's it. Nobody else got... There's a 4th relic somewhere, isn't there? Here. Rapl has it. Pandora's Box for cheaper myth units. That's why he's making so many Valkyries. Makes sense. Well, he's up Balder. It's time. It's now or never, because if he gets Chaos, it's not going to look that good. Kimo already has a reasonably sized defensive army here. Rapl doesn't want to go for it. Well, now Rapl has to watch out for the chaos, because if it hits, especially the throwing Axemen during flaming weapons, they will be killing each other very quickly. They don't have a lot of health, they have a lot of damage though, against themselves. TA versus TA is just super volatile. More armory upgrades are coming in for Rapl, but right now he's down 76 to 43 civilian population. It's the military where he's got a huge advantage. But hopefully doesn't sacrifice that battle board for nothing. Really not sure if he should go for it or not. Kimo still has a 2nd gold mine. He can go mythic here, if he stays around for a long enough time. Doesn't need anything else from the map. Starting to get in a bunch of Contarius. Those will be counters to throwing Axemen, as well as Arcus, which will just deal with all the infantry. It's just a handful raiding cap that would be a problem for those, but hey, we've got plenty of Catapulties, so really no issue at all. So many Valkyries. But no battle boards for Rapl. No battle boards. That would be one difficult unit to deal with, actually. It's mostly Berserks. Do they have Call of Valhalla? That would give him 1 favor for every Berserk death. I don't think he has that. Well, I think we're about to see the big fight. Kimo's, of course, gonna hold his god power for any possible flaming weapons. Rapl just wants to gold starve. But I'm not sure if he can comfortably do so. His throwing axemen are getting picked off very easily here. He's now going for a bigger fight. Citizens are getting picked off. We've got the flaming weapons and chaos combination. A bunch of Berserks, however, did not get affected. And because so many units were targeted... Oh my god, the attack move stopped working. Rapl is getting picked apart. Kimo's army is kind of demolishing him right now. And I'm not sure Rapl, even with flaming weapons, can make this work. Sure, he killed a lot of villagers, but Kimo is still substantially ahead. He can just pull some of the other guys. And overall, It does look to me like Kimo has held, but there's 20 seconds of flaming weapons left. Just no units to use it on. Wow, 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 wow. Dwarven Mine is being used in the main. Rapl will have to try to somehow make an army back, but how is he going to do that against Kimo's superior economy? Flaming weapons did nothing. I think he waited too long. That was really unfortunate, and now his villagers are gonna get it. These Contarius are here for business. No attack move. Just running right past the vills. Classic A1 players. Oh my god, why? Why? Just press A and click. Yikes. I guess he's gonna find a better target here. It's all going as planned. Villagers are gonna get the chemotherapy here. Rapl not reacting right now. This is definitely a working hazard. And there will be no compensation from Rapl, he can't afford it. So many villagers have died. Kimo has already been so far ahead anyway, but this is just the nail in the coffin, I think. All it cost him was a handful of Contarius, and they're still going strong. Wow. Now he's got the main army here, which is absolutely terrifying. You can't take that. I like the time shifted manner forward so you can build a palace faster. Then he's got another safe gold mine. This is starting to run a little low, to be fair. Rapl holding on to dear life. It is a big tournament after all. Maybe he can make some magic happen, but no. Kimo's gonna click up Mythic. Atlas is queued up, and if he is allowed to roam around here for 2 more minutes, well, he's got an implode. What's Rapl gonna do? Can't even afford a mine right now. He'll have to get 9 more favor from his heroes, which will take some time. 8 more. We'll try to take the engagement. There are a bunch of raiding cav in the back there. But now we're definitely speeding up. Back to normal speed. Somebody has resigned. I think we all know who that would have been. Kimo's army is getting wrecked, to be honest. This is not looking too bad for Rapl. Oh my god. That was a really good surround. He might be back in this for another moment. He's also got money for a Dwarven Mine, as in favor. But what's he gonna do about implode? Just a moment away. Yes, the micro for that fight, the surrounds were great, but he still doesn't have a substantial advantage over Kimo. Kimo can just use implode right here. The fortress will hold long enough. We know that. Unless, of course, he suddenly loses all the vills, which really shouldn't be happening. Oh, he's gonna bait Rapl into staying here. Oh my god, it's working. It's working. There's no way to escape either. To be fair, these raiding cav at 6.6 speed might be the only unit in the entire game that could escape. But yeah, I think it's just time to blast. Huh? He missed it. Can Rapl actually get out? He got out with half the raiding cav, and Kimo was pulling in his own units. What's gonna survive there? Everything of Kimo's. Oh my god, he's 176 population to 99. And Kimo has 45 TCs. losing almost no villagers. He's basically maxed out on them. And now he's got 2 Argus. Oh. Rapl finds the villagers. That is good. Why would Kimo be out here? What is happening? Chat said help. Dude, Rapl is just... he's just finding ways back into this game, I guess. Good job with the houses earlier. Like, that was an important moment for him to get some extra kills. Now his disadvantage doesn't seem completely insurmountable, but it's just a little terrible. And he still doesn't have an answer to the Cantarius, so... Yeah, man, Rapl's... I don't know. He's so toast. There's no way of saving this. If Kimo puts down the keyboard hand, then maybe. Then maybe there's hope. Fighting with the kitchen knives against the Cav is not gonna be the best bet, but there's enough reinforcements to make it work. Champion Cavalry is also in for the Cantarius, so if Rapl didn't have an answer before, he sure doesn't have now. Also got the double blob. I want to see what they do to villagers, actually, if you can get the acid spit. Ooh. Some pretty good damage coming through there, but yeah, Kimo is going to take this one as well. Rapl just unfortunately not strong enough in this game. The flaming weapons fizzled out, and then he had really nothing left to give. He did some good raids, he did some good surrounds, but with how disadvantaged he was in the bigger picture, with settlements as well as the civilian count and total resources gathered, you can't make up for that with 1 or 2 good fights and raids. And Kimo outkilled him too. Welcome to Blue Lagoon. We're starting a little late because we gotta go fast. In the blue color, this is Kimo playing as Ra, already empowering his monument, helping everybody gather more resources. On the other side, this is the Rapl playing as Isis. And I believe we've more or less caught up with them now. That's good, that's good. So, let's talk about the matchup a little bit. The map doesn't play much of a role other than the fact that it's easy to wall off because of all the stuff in the way. Forest to water is easy, then to cliffs, then to forest again. Yeah, you can see my point. Ra has really good camels, guys. Ra has really good camels with the major god bonuses there, which we don't get from this, but we get from the tech tree. So you got your 15% better hit points, essentially, on all these Migdol units, right? And Isis doesn't have that. They can also go for the same god path, which is, like, it's supposed to be, I think, Bast, Hathor, and Osiris, if you want to go for super camels, but if you want to go for a timing attack with Isis, you can get Tot and Valley of the Kings and Meteor. All at once. Basically, you go for your Ancestors Eclipse in your Heroic Age, you get the enemy villagers busy with that, and in the meantime you go Mythic yourself, getting out Valley of the Kings, empowering your Migdol, and pinting out so many camels that you'll be just beating the superior camels of Ra. No, mass chariot archers don't work. Answering a question in the chat from Teresa. The reason it doesn't work here is because of the camels. So first off, they're so fast they just dodge the shots. Secondly, they are countering the chariots themselves directly. They deal massive bonus damage. Yeah, I would expect Hathor from our Kimo here for the super camels, but not from Rapl, not from Rapl. Technically, he could do that, but you don't want to fight fire with fire here. But it's gonna be a Ptah. So we'll see whether Kimo actually engages in barracks units whatsoever. I wouldn't say you should. What makes more sense is to get the cheap farms from Ptah. And then get rain in. Am I sure about Halford and Retold? Yes. So first off, you got your you got your God Power, Locust Swarm. That will do a lot of work on villagers if you can pair it with a Camo raid. Then Dark Water is really the upgrade that you're looking for another 10% Camo hit points, as well as regeneration for them. So you raid, you keep using your Locust Swarm to delete villagers. Sure, they'll be able to escape it and the God Power itself and, you know, outrun it, survive, but then the Camos make easy pickoffs of them. At least that's how you should be using that. A lot of people just use it by itself and then nothing happens. Second TC for Rapl, but not for Kimo so far. He's going barracks units, man. Axemen, of all things. Oh, that's not Hafor? Well, see, you're right. The thing about that is I'm wrong. Good chat. Okay, that is a Sobek. I thought we were talking about strategy, but then failed to see the point. Good pick off on that villager. Maybe another kill can be done. The poison is strong enough for it. Very nice. And also idling the rest. Picking off the walls even so that he can make sure that, yes, indeed, no villager will be able to hunt. There's this rear spot, however, with all the giraffes. I really dislike the granary position. Ideally, you would put that in the middle of the animals, but oh well. At least he has some hunt. Rapl will have a long path to the heroic age, whereas Kimo can almost directly go for it. He doesn't need to make any more units now. He's done enough. I still don't know why he went for Axemen rather than Spears. But I'm sure there's a reason. Freaking triple widgets, man. Triple widget. Rapl's cutting ahead by 5 villagers already. I think Kimo really needs to get on the job and prevent that hunting from happening. There's only so much left here in the back, so... Ah, he's working on the granary now. Very good. And we've got... Sekhmet. Okay. Okay, I don't know anything anymore. This is weird. Why Sekhmet? I guess the Citadel will help you catch up at least a little bit. It does produce villagers faster and upgrades and whatever, but is that really worth it? We will find out. As for Rapl, he's starting his own Axeman. What is going on in this video game? Doesn't have any gold. So prosperity will be playing a big role here. Man, I swear Locust could do so much work in this. Eventually there will be a big move out of villagers. They need to go to the next gold mine. And that's where you hit them with the locusts and camels, but... Sekhmet, man. Kimo's such a boomer sometimes. He likes to boom. You could make the scarab go boom. Get like 3 of them and just blast all the villagers. Oh god, Rapl, no, this gold mine is gonna expire, no? I think it's gonna expire before he gets his value out of the god power, man. It's expiring fast. You know, maybe this will just about work out. He's a smart boy. He would have tried this beforehand. Ooh, it's tight. Okay, it's actually fine. It's gonna be fine. Just the right amount of time. Very nice. So at 1,000 with pickaxe, you can still use prosperity. It's gonna be fine. Timing is worked out. It's chariots. Kimo no make camel. It's gonna be much harder, however, to take map control with them because they're just 5 speed rather than 6. So where's Rapl heading exactly? Because he's not got the gold mine secured. He's got Ancestor's Eclipse ready to go. I think he's gonna have to use it to secure the gold mine, or he just uses it to go across the map with the Scorpion Man and then do an Ancestor's Eclipse over here. But Kimo's happily secured his gold mine now. He's able to pump some priests if he wants to. He has so much gold right now. And with the Citadel, he can make the priests very quickly as well. Oh, we're going straight into Todd as predicted. So Rapl is doing the strat I wanted him to, but Kimo is not. And all these villagers are about to be caught by the minions, man. This is rough. Scorpion Man ended up fighting the Pharaoh, so that's not quite as ideal. But hey, he's prevented the town center from being made and killed a bunch of vills and idled the entire economy. I think that ends up being pretty good. Okay, a bunch of gold miners are still working, but for how much longer? Rapl doing a great split here is trapping the villagers. He might just be getting ahead so much that Kimo can't come back, to be honest, as well as with Todd following up. 50 villagers to 31. Ancestor's Eclipse just completely changing the game here. But what does he do about all the chariots? And Kimo's grabbing another town center. Holy crap, dude. He's gonna have all the TCs. Bone bow chariots. .23 range on these things. They can very slowly kill the TC if they want to. Rapl will have to just trade resources, dude. It's the only way. He does have a market, but well, I don't know if this marketing strategy is gonna work. Sure, he's gonna have Meteor that's gonna wreck villagers and buildings. Where does he actually use it to do max damage? In the main, I think the Citadel would survive thanks to all the other targets around. It needs to do damage in the next minute because Kimo is catching up with the villager count. Not to mention that Rapl actually can't afford to make units because he doesn't have any gold. And he's trying to get Valley of the Kings, which is 450 gold. He sold all his resources and it's not enough. My goodness, Rapl. Oh no. He also spent on the levy upgrade, which again took his gold out. Can't afford a training speed upgrade, sir. When you can't even train units. Uh-oh. Well, Kimo scattered all around the map. He knows he's up against Todd. He doesn't want to get hit with everything everywhere all at once. Fudgets versus Phoenix. Who wins? Oh my god, that Phoenix is getting its butt kicked. It's not even close. And here's all the chariots. Got a meteor. Wait, that's on the army? I'm not even sure it can hit them. Kimo just escaped it. Sure, they're doing a bunch of backflips, but it's okay. Well, that was one of the worst meteors we've ever seen. It killed 3 chariots. Kimo's back in action. All he needs to do is sprint units. He's caught up with the economy. I think Rapl might be dead. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no way. He doesn't have any units to defend this. Got some random vills down here as well. Kimo can hit both locations at once. And the Scorpion Man isn't too much trouble either. Ah, that's some nice poison though coming through. But yeah, the villagers will be going down one by one. The Phoenix Egg might be a problem. The priest needs some retargeting real quick before it comes back, but it's not happening. Got a Phoenix, but that's also easy enough to shoot down with the priest now here. Good job by Rapl sneaking a gold mine though. With Valley of the Kings done, he's actually got a substantial number of camels out. 8 of them. Kimo will have to match it. He's now got more villagers than Rapl. He's got to spend real resources on this, unlike Rapl himself. Ooh, some elephants in the corner. Nice. That's some long-lasting food source. Right now, Kimo has his own camels and he can make several at once because of his massive economy. He doesn't need to sell resources for this. Oh, he finds the sneaky villagers. Look at that. What are these priests doing? They stayed here. I guess Kimo forgot them. Also got heavy camel riders coming in. Rapl only really making villagers and they're sometimes getting stuck. Once this elephant has been eaten up, he will need a full farm transition. He's got a bunch of farms already, so it's not terrible, but yeah, he will need to build a... Did you guys just go through each other again? What did I say about attack moving? Yikes. Oh my god, Kimo. Jesus Christ. It's a $12,000 tournament. Learn to attack move. Holy crap, dude. Jesus Christ. He's getting surrounded by camels. His entire army is dead. There's no excuse for this. Oh my good lord. Wow. Rapl might have just completely swung this game around at 188 population to 144. If he gets some villager kills, he's just in the lead. It's that simple. Just needs to not lose these villagers. The camels are on the case. I'm not sure this fortress can complete in time. Oh god, the retaliation from Kimo is severe. It's really severe, guys. This is gonna hurt. Oh yeah, and Kimo never used rain either. What's the deal with that? He does have farms. Not that many, but he does have them. Champion camels now from Rapl as well. And they're getting a lot of juicy villager kills. Kimo, what are you doing, sir? He's fighting them with the kitchen knives. Oh no. I guess it's working. His own camels, remember, they have 15% more health, so they're about as good as the champion camels. Not quite, but almost. Third TC for Rapl coming right up. If he can secure his side of the map, he's fine, man. He's also putting Kimo into 2 separate locations. Seems to be doing much better with the raids than Kimo ever did. And with that, he might be able to still bring this back, so... Losing the villagers in the bottom was problematic, but hey, at just a 15 villager difference, you can make that back still. It's just that Kimo is also now paying attention to the double front raids. Book of Thought will be one way to come back. That will give some more gather raids to everything. Very, very strong upgrade. Finally found the plow button also. As you can see, Rapl is kind of broke when it comes to food especially. Maybe Kimo will find the rain button. It's the free god power not getting used. It's so funny. I don't get it. Well, the champion camos will still be beating the regular ones. This is not any special type of camo that Kimo has, and he's still in the heroic age, so he can't get champion himself. But he can get Vadgets. They're doing well. Rapl getting irrigation. Hey, Kimo found rain. Nice. But he's losing the fight pretty hard. It's just the Vadgets that are holding this together. At least a little bit. Rapl's pump is still looking rather strong. Just these gather rate differences are going to be insane. 1.7 versus 0.85 at the moment. And if you just continuously use rain, it doesn't have a long cooldown, by the way, just 90 seconds. If you keep using it, your economy is going to shoot up to the moon. Then you can sell some excess food, click up to the next age. Osiris is the choice. And that can certainly do a lot of work. Camels don't have a ton of hack armor. Oh, hack armor, sorry. It's doing divine damage. No armor matters. So the camels will be countered by the camel meat shields. And the Son of Osiris can just do the work from behind. Also adding in a little bit of mummies. Will be a very powerful tool. Kimo's got all that it takes to win this. Just needs to not throw the game until then. Does rain get better with upgrades? Yeah, I mean, it's just plus gather rate, right? 150. Oh, well, okay. It doesn't scale further. But your villagers will have gotten more gather rate, right? Wait, Kimo just took the worst fight imaginable, but hey, he still got the Migdol. He's got max villagers, he's got all his locations secure, just needs to not lose too many villagers until he's got Son of Osiris. That's his only mission. This is a good spot to defend. So yeah, it's just the base rate getting boosted by rain, not the entire rate. Just like the upgrades. Son of Osiris is here. Oh, Rapl has to turn around. He can't fight that. Even with a camel advantage, it's going to be too rough. You can just garrison the man. And it's a full hold. Champion Camels is the first thing he clicks. Also starting to work a little bit on caravans now. Can't hurt. How are we doing with armory upgrades? Oh, he's made the dock. I like that for the War Turtle and Leviathan. Not that he can make active use of them though, but he could bring them over here, maybe do a little work with them. Nah. Nah, there's nothing to do. Son of Osiris blasting into the middle of all this. The mummy getting a curse off, and some minions will be spawning. Already got 3, 4. Holy 5 minions. Just from one special attack. Whew. If you can get a few more of those mummies, that's gonna be brutal, but I think he's using rain on cooldown now. Pharaoh entering the fight should be able to take out the Vadgets very easily if he's not targeted down. And overall, Rapl has a good number of things here. He's also shooting the TC at the Son of Osiris, forcing it away from the fight, and his superior camo count is winning. Armory upgrade wise, he's got the bronze stuff. Kimo also does, so it's a surprise he's losing this badly. Hey, the camels are fighting the War Turtle. That's what I wanted to see. Unfortunately, it's not going very well for the War Turtle. Desert Wind Camels now coming in. Now that's going to be the game changer. That's where they really start to shine. This upgrade is giving them speed and hit points and damage. It's like a whole different kind of unit. Look at these stats. 243 hit points to 196. 16.8 damage per attack. And second to 14. And then the double bonus, of course. 6 speed versus 7.2. All the advantages are Kimo's now. There is no excuse for him to be losing fights from here on. He's got max population, villagers, and he's starting the trade. This should work just fine. Gathering from berry bushes makes no sense, or pumpkins. You should be farming, you should be raining it. Making it rain. If there's no 5 monuments yet, there should be 5 monuments. And that's my recipe for victory, basically. That's it. Yeah, now there's basically no way for Rapl to win a direct fight. He can win the big raids though. This is a nice little attack. Might be able to destroy the town center. Although this is upgraded with architects and some villagers are coming by to repair. If Son of Osiris can make it in, then a lot of camels will die for this town center destruction. Can they even get that? I mean, Kimo has a lot of numbers here, and once again, we've got the super speed. Oh my god, they are gone. They're all gone. There's no camels. What camels? Also, Kimo is chilling here in the Migdol area. It can't shoot them because it doesn't have boiling oil. In Retold, you should get boiling oil, and unlike in the original game where it made your shooting buildings worse, here it's equal-ish. Wow. Son of Osiris just one-shots villagers. That is maybe a play for Son of Osiris rock drops. Just send them into gold mines. One-shot villagers. He would be very exposed, but rocks are strong. Well, guys, it looks like Kimo is king. There's no way for Rapl to defend that hometown center. He might be able to pick off the Son of Osiris, which is right now not even attacking. That is going to be a kill, in fact. Very nicely done, but there are plenty of villagers and camels here to take down the red camels of Rapl. The main TC has been destroyed. And there's going to be so many minions spawned from this fight. 7 of them. Kimo is just mercilessly going into the main. He might just grab the town center directly. I'm not even sure he's gonna bother to make a Migdol here. He just grabs it in front of Rapl's nose. This is a get out kind of move. Yeah, there it is. Houses are being destroyed, so Rapl just can't field as large an army as Kimo anymore. And even if he could, the camels of Ra are so much better here. The TC will be built in a handful of seconds, and then the army of Kimo will once again just completely explode. Unreachable numbers for Rapl. There's another rain. He can steal the farms if he likes. The last camel battle is beginning. Actually, Kimo didn't bring his boys over for that. So he's losing quite a bit of population, but he's still got so much more than Rapl does. Well, Kimo does win. Rapl really tried everything in the playbook, but you know, retreating behind that town center to trade resources at the market, it's expensive. That's not free resources. Even though he gathered a ton, he sold most of it until he was able to go out there. So it's thousands of resources getting spent in this way. Yeah, not cool, not cool, and Kimo very much deserved that victory, that one. Well done. We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers.
Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.